Hello, everyone. Hello, I'm so sorry. I had some technical issues with the previous stream, so managed to fix. I've had to come onto my laptop today, so unfortunately the quality won't be as good as last time when I was on my phone, but technical issues, like what can you do? But I'm still here on time, so I'm pretty impressed with myself for actually being able to start on time, I guess. So just going to wait for people to quickly join, because this is obviously my fault that people literally sat on the other one. We were in the comment section chatting away. So hopefully people pick up on the fact that we've had to move streams. So please start sending through your questions, your concerns, everything like that about tomorrow, as unfortunately I couldn't copy them over from the other stream, which was set up. I'm going to take that one down actually, so people don't get confused. I'm going to start answering your questions and everything like that in the next few minutes. I'm just trying to make sure people aren't joining the other one, but I'm pretty sure that's ended, so we should be all right. Okay, that should be fine now. Hello, let's see who's here. Hello to Chelsea, hello to Emily, hello to Richard, hi Sarah, Ava, Hannah, Flori, Kiara, Priya, Iris, hello to everyone who has joined in. I'm going to get answering your questions, because, you know, you guys are probably all concerned. And as you saw after last week's results day with A-levels, things just don't go according to plan. But thankfully, that's all been resolved now for me. So last week I had A-level results day, and on results day I woke up in the morning, got my results, and I looked at them and I was like happy, but at the same time I was like bugged by that one grade in geography, which I actually got a lot of hate for on Twitter. I just want to point this out. If you come out with a grade tomorrow that is extreme, like a still high grade, and you're not happy, like, don't worry about what other people are saying, because at the end of the day, that's you. So, you know, I wanted an A star and I got an A, but thankfully to the whole new U-turn thing, I have got my A star. But I had some, not like an argument, but I was on Twitter trying to explain this to people, particularly to this one girl who didn't really think I deserved my grades or whatever. So like I'm saying, tomorrow, if you're in that situation, just don't care about what anyone else thinks. Right, I'm going to start scrolling through and answering your questions now. Let's see, will there still be an appeals process? So basically, tomorrow you will get your CAGs, which are your centre assessed grades. So they're the grades sent by your teachers to the exam board. However, if you were actually awarded by a higher grade, you'll be awarded that. So they should give you both. You should be able to see both. Because I know friends of mine actually got graded up by Ofqual compared to what the teacher gave them, which is very good for them. And then technically, if you're not happy with the grade your teacher's given you, or the Ofqual grade, whichever one's higher, then you can appeal, but it's a very small, slim process. You basically need to have loads of evidence to show you've been discriminated against, or there's a justified reason why you shouldn't have that grade, basically. Hannah says, how are you? I'm doing really well. I've had a very productive day. My brother gets his GCSE results tomorrow, so we're just sorting things out for college, ready for September, and I've been doing things for uni as well. There's just so much paperwork and things that you have to do that I didn't realise. Are you getting new results? So yeah, basically, my college actually gave us the centre assessed grades on results day anyway, just to show us. And then apparently they're getting issued out, because I had a envelope sent with my old grades, and my new grades need to get sent. And UCAS emailed last night saying they've still not received them. So I'm not really sure what's going on, which I think is very frustrating for a lot of people trying to get their uni sorted. So yeah, technically we are getting these grades, just don't know when we're going to actually be issued them. Waiting for an email from UCAS to say, yes, it's all been sorted out. What were your A-level grades after CAG grades are used? So I got 3 A stars and then an A in the EPQ. So I was very, very happy. What are the alternatives to university? I go to Hertfordshire to study media communications. Yeah, so of course you don't need to go to uni. You can do an apprenticeship. You could go straight into work, do an internship, everything like that, really. How do you deal with the stress of results? Right, I think you've got to put yourself in like this mindset and go, it's literally just some letters or numbers on a piece of paper, and this isn't the end of the world. And like I've said last week, this year is so different because you didn't actually sit the exams. And when you were doing things like your mocks, whatever, you weren't thinking that, oh, today I'm going to actually be assessed and this is going to be my grade. So I just say, have it in the back of your mind, this is basically someone's opinion of you and what they think you would get. And you have to remember, a lot of the time, you could have actually done better if possible, or you might have actually come out with that. So I just say, just have a really chilled evening today, have a really chilled morning, just kind of treat it as a normal day. I think that's what I did last week. I was a bit stressed in the morning, obviously, when I woke up, but just try and treat this evening as a normal evening and everything like that. I'd like to know which online resources you liked the most, and do you know anything about Snap Revise and Seneca Learning? Yeah, so Seneca Learning, actually, I was one of the first ever people to use it. I got given early access to it when I was doing my GCSEs, and I have to say Seneca was really, really good for GCSE, not so much for A-level. They only had my geography course on there anyway. Snap Revise I never really used, just because a lot of the time when it was for A-levels, I obviously wasn't taking the subjects, and they did contact me before, and I just explained that, which is fair enough. But I do think these online resources are pretty good. And if you're obviously just done your GCSEs and you're going on to A-levels, I actually would say online resources are quite hard to find, but Quizlet's always a shout. I absolutely love Quizlet. I've worked with them so many times just because they are one of the best people to use and best people to work with as well. So I'd definitely say Quizlet. I'm sorry, this is moving so quickly. I'm trying to find all your comments. Oh, a lot of people saying about the hate. Thank you very much. How to relax and not stress before results day. Right, this evening, I want you all to have a really nice dinner. Maybe your favourite dinner if you can, or, eat out to help out. Go out this evening, get your 50% off or whatever it is off your food. And then you need to just watch something. I mean, I've been binge watching Grey's Anatomy. I finished the first 2 seasons within 2-3 days. Slightly scary, the fact I've watched that very quickly. So I'm going to start season 3 tonight myself, actually. But yeah, I'd say watch something, a film, a TV show, maybe chat to your friends. I FaceTimed my friend last week and then realised actually it's probably not the best idea to be sat here both talking about results. But I was getting A-level results and she was just getting BTEC results. So we were both in very different situations. But I would say just have a nice shower or a bath. Like I said, treat tonight as like a normal evening. Just do things you'd like to do that keep you calm and relaxed. And I mean, right here it's pouring with rain. And I actually find this is very cozy. So, like I said, just have a really nice evening and just don't think about it. If it helps, turn off your phone or mute things on Twitter or on Instagram and all that. Just chill out. Can you tutor A-level geography or GCSE geography? I'll pay you £10 an hour. I don't do tutoring, but if it helps, I can probably find some resources of mine and put them online or something like that. I have to have a look, but I don't think I really have the time to tutor, unfortunately. I am going to make a whole video of how I revised for geography and how I got my grades and how I don't know what I got in the coursework, which is a bit frustrating, but I will talk through that. So I'll do a video and I hope that does help out. But there are loads of tutors out there. But right now, I just don't know what my uni timetable is going to be like or anything. So I don't know if I have the time to do tutoring. Any tips on how I can get some sleep tonight? I'm so anxious. I'd say probably try and go to sleep maybe like half an hour to an hour before you usually would, just because obviously it's going to take you a little bit longer to get to sleep. And just think of like happy, positive things, I guess. Just don't have that thought of exams in your mind. Like, please just don't stress. Just think of anything else you can, or put some music on or watch something. Just make yourself really tired to the point where you're like fall asleep like that. I've literally only signed up for sixth form, so I'm stressed about not getting in. Honestly, sixth forms this year, I think the same with the universities, are going to be fairly lenient, and there's so many options when it comes to sixth forms. So say you don't get the grades required for your courses, sixth forms can often be very flexible and offer you alternatives or speak to you or whatever it is. I know my college was really good with people who maybe had missed a grade or, needed to resit something like English or maths and offered them alternatives, and they were really flexible about that. So I definitely try and speak to your sixth form if you are concerned about that tomorrow. But don't have these thoughts when things haven't happened. That's how you've got to think about it. I was saying to my friends last week, like, you don't know that you haven't got into uni yet, so don't have that mindset and think, oh no, I've not got in. I'm so sorry that the horrible girl, I felt like I had to defend you for her unnecessary comments. It saddened me that her old tweet showed her supporting you. You deserve your grades and I'm proud. Thank you very much, Emily. Yeah, that's kind of what confused me. But we move. What uni are you going to? I'm going to Bristol. Would you recommend an EPQ? Yes, I would definitely recommend an EPQ because it teaches you some really important skills. And if you're doing a subject that requires you to do coursework, something like geography, English, history, anything like that, maybe more of like an essay-based coursework, doing an EPQ is so helpful. It teaches you how to do the referencing, researching, everything. And I just felt like all my work had really improved because I knew what I was doing and I just had a really good idea of how to write, basically. And it's also like a mini dissertation. And, you know, I also met some really good people doing it, but I just feel like it's such a good thing to have. Again, you get half an A level out of it, so it's just another qualification to have as well. But you know, if you've got the opportunity to do it, I would say take it. Please take it. You may hate it at the time because I know there were times where I thought, oh, why am I doing this? But in the end, it's really, really worth it. You're so lovely and actually so calming. It's helping massively. Thanks, Queen. Thank you very much, Iris. I really appreciate that. What do you do if you can't go to sixth form? So I don't know what your areas are like. I think my school had a sixth form, but I didn't want to stay there. And then there was probably about 3 other colleges in the area which weren't sixth form. So a college is like just year 12 and 13, whereas a sixth form is attached to a school, basically. And yeah, so if I didn't get into the college I was going to, I had the backup plan of basically staying at my school. They would have taken me. But I'd say if you don't get in, ring up the other ones in the area, or you can look at doing an apprenticeship or an internship. There's loads of different options and loads of different places that you can go, or you may have to look at, technically they would still take you at that sixth form, but for different courses. So yeah, there's loads of options. I think tomorrow, if that does happen, just call loads of places up. I remember my friend, she didn't get the grades she needed actually for sixth form, and she called another place up and they were full, and then it ended up her sixth form taking her. So don't panic about it. Will tomorrow's results be CAGs? Are CAGs the official one if they're the highest? Yes, so tomorrow's results will be CAGs unless Ofqual has actually upgraded you, then you'll get that. But I think out of my college, I think they said 17 out of the 3,000 something hundred grades got upgraded by Ofqual. So it's a very slim chance. So the chances are it's going to be your CAGs, which are from your teachers. Do you get the centre assessed grades, whichever one's the highest? Yeah, so whichever one's the highest out of the two is what you're awarded. How would you cope with your nerves in the morning while you get your results? Like I keep saying, just treat it as a normal morning. I don't know what time you get your results. I got mine at 8, so I was just before 8 actually it came out. So I woke up about 6:30 because I was just stressed. And I was a bit different because I was refreshing UCAS track as well as my results. But I'd say just get up, get on your phone. To be honest, everyone's going to be awake with you. I mean, one of my friends woke up like after 8 o'clock, which was quite surprising. But, you know, yeah, just get up, chill out, and if it helps, don't eat before, because I ate after, which helped out a lot. But yeah, depends on how you're getting your results, when you're getting results, everything like that. And just go about your normal morning, I guess, and that should help you out. How to not stress about going to the same sixth form as friends. Oh, this is moving very quickly. As my friends has advised me to go to the same sixth form as them, but I want to go to another sixth form for a change. I was exactly the same. My friends were actually they're not my friends anymore, but at the time they were a bit annoyed that I was actually leaving. And I was like, no, it's a personal decision. I'm doing what's best for me. I could not see myself staying here any longer. I couldn't wait to get out. They didn't have the same views. They were happy, but you know, that was just me. I felt ready to move on. I think I was quite mature. I was ready for more adult environment. I was tired of my school, tired of the teachers, all that kind of stuff. So just explain that's how I feel, and it's your decision at the end of the day. I wouldn't stay somewhere that you know you're not going to be happy with just because of your friends. Like, trust me, you will meet so many new people wherever you go. I mean, out of my friends, the 10 of us at school, I'm in contact with all of them still. And I've met, I don't know how many other people, and I've got so many new friends who are so much better now. So hope that helps you out. I'm getting my sister to film my reaction tomorrow for a YouTube video. Amy, that sounds great. I honestly wish I filmed my reaction, but at the same time, I was sat in bed there. I was half awake, you know, just wasn't really a look to film. I watched a movie last week to make me sleepy before A-level results day. Yeah, Hannah, that's a really good idea. I think I watched a film, and I also just watched, you know, my favourite TV shows. That was perfect, you know. Have you tried Anki before? No, I haven't. I don't actually know what that is, Chelsea. Are people going to get this online? I'm going into school. Yeah, so it obviously probably just depends on your school. My brother has to go in, but depends on your school, I guess. So people feel free to answer that in the comment section. Could you feel sick eating before? Yeah, you probably could do. I'm trying to, sorry, this is moving very quickly. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. It depends if you feel sick, don't eat, whatever. Oh, I've just deleted messages by mistake because I was trying to pause this. Get mine at 10:30. Yeah, I think my brother's at 10:30. I'm going to take him in. What did you pick for A levels? I did geography, media studies, sociology, and then an EPQ. And fun fact, it wasn't until the summer between GCSEs and A levels I changed my mind from doing English literature to geography. So, you know, if you're sat here tomorrow or now or whatever and you think, oh no, I've picked an A level I don't want to do, you can change it. Trust me, you've got plenty of time, because I just changed my mind over the summer and I didn't actually change it until I enrolled at college. So, you know, you've got loads and loads of time. If you're sat here today thinking, oh my God, I don't want to do the A level I've chosen, or if you get your results tomorrow and you look at the grade and you think, I don't think I should do this for A level, I should do this instead, that's more than allowed. Help a girl out with some EPQ tips. I'm dying. Okay. My first tip is to be organized with it, because if you're not organized, it just becomes a big mess. So for any sources or like resources you're using, have a table with the link, the date, the author, everything like that. Put that in there, and then also just put what you're using it for, like why you're using this as evidence. I'd say every time you write a new section, reread your old section, because there's a lot of repetition. So when I did mine, we do our introduction, then I hadn't written for like 3 months of it, and then I'd repeated so much stuff. So definitely reread it. I'm going to do a whole video on EPQ, I think, because no one talks about it enough, and I had no clue. In terms of presentation, less is more. So the less you've got on the slide, the better, because they don't want you to be reading loads of words off a PowerPoint. So try and learn it. You can take flashcards and cue cards in as well. But yeah, I guess you actually just have to try and enjoy it. That's probably the best thing I'd say. Any tips for starting sociology A level? Flashcards. Get yourself loads of flashcards. I don't even know where mine are. I was trying to find all my A level stuff today because I need to get rid of it. I don't even know where I've put it. But for sociology, you just really need to learn sociologists, and then you also need real life examples, because if you can add those in, it's like tick, 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 tick. So you just need to have a really good balance of knowing which sociologist, which stance they stand from. So if they're a functionalist, Marxist, etc., and then also a real life example to back it up. I'm in year 10, so only getting 2 GCSEs tomorrow. Very best of luck to you. How to deal with family not being happy with results, especially with a strict result. Again, you just have to explain to them, like, this is what I came out with, especially this year. This is not your fault. You weren't the one who got these grades. I mean, technically you are, but you know what I mean? Like, the teacher's given it to you. You haven't actually sat an exam and achieved that. And if they've got an issue, then they have to take it up with your school, basically. Has anyone tried Uplearn? It's really expensive and I don't know if it'll be worth it. I've never personally tried it, but if anyone else has, feel free to let Chelsea know. What is an EPQ? So an EPQ is an extended project qualification. So it's basically, there's different variations of it. I did a dissertation where you basically choose your own question, and then you've got to basically provide evidence to answer it. So you do an introduction, you do loads of research into your question, then you have a discussion, you do like an evaluation, conclusion, like all this sort of stuff. So mine looked at knife crime and whether social media was to blame for the rise of knife crime. So I obviously had to argue reasons for, and then I had to say, actually, no, these are the reasons for knife crime rising. And you had to obviously give some background information on what knife crime was, why it's risen, loads of charts and this and that. So you need to pick a topic that you're basically interested in, and then you need to find a question. And I think the better thing to do is to come up with a question, have an answer in mind when you're starting it, so going yes or no, and then as you develop, you can then change your mind, obviously, because you've done research. Do you have lessons for EPQ? So I had initially an hour and a half a week on my timetable for EPQ, and then that was from January to July. And then from September to December, I had 3 hours per week on my timetable of EPQ. And then that was done. So then I had that time back into freeze, which is really, really good. Have you made a how to revise sociology video? Not yet. This is the issue. I'm trying to find all my notes so I can film these videos, and I don't know if it's under my bed or if it's in the garage, because I just put it all away back in March when I knew exams were cancelled. So I will do a video for each of my A-level subjects. I have got a study with me which is dedicated to sociology. So if you want to get an idea of how my lessons worked, how I studied, then do check that out. But I will do a whole revision video for it. How can I explain to an older family member that I'm probably going to change an A-level that I've applied for? Yeah, literally just explain to them that I applied for this. However, I think I would do better at this. I feel more comfortable and more interested. And at the end of the day, if you're studying something you're not interested in, you're not going to do as well. And it's very clear, especially with your GCSEs, if you basically will do better in a subject that you enjoy. I remember looking at mine, like French, I did not enjoy it, didn't like it at all, and it was my worst grade. And I go and look at something like geography or even maths, and they were very high grades, and that's because I enjoyed them and I put my time and my effort and my interest into that. So I think that's what you've got to explain, especially with an A-level. And again, it could change your future, the A-level, depending on what you want to study, everything like that. So I think that's just what you need to really explain. What are you going to study at uni? I'm going to study criminology with quantitative research methods. How shall I prepare for AS sociology? I don't know if you've been set any summer work. I know my brother's got summer work to do. But I would say just start doing a bit of wider reading. So when you see news articles, just see what sociology you can apply for it. I would say, you don't need to be reading books. You don't really need to do much to prepare for year 12 because your teachers will get you prepared as soon as you go in. And you will find, obviously, on a course like maths, obviously everyone's done maths before, but with sociology, for instance, not everyone's done that before. So basically, they take you right back to the basics. So it's like everyone's basically at the same starting point. So all I did to prepare was the work I'd been set, and there was literally just a bit of research into some sociologists and then applying that to real life. So I'd say just do anything you've been set, and if you haven't been set anything, just enjoy your time, really. Do you do your EPQ in year 12 or 13? So I did mine, started it in January of year 12 and then finished it in December of year 13, because then the point was I would have all this free time on my timetable. However, some of my friends who basically, because they could only take so many people in the first year, so they did it based on your grades. My friends who didn't get in the first year did it in the second year, so they did it from September, and it was meant to finish in about March, April time, so they had to finish it off at home basically. I guess it just depends on your sixth form college, wherever and whatever, however they run it. Depends on if you're doing year 12 or 13. If you can do it in year 12, I would say so, because when I was doing it in year 13, the last 4 months, even though I had less to do, I also had geography coursework and media coursework and mocks, and there was a lot of work, and the EPQ kind of got pushed to the side. It was like, right, let's do that last minute. So do try and do it in year 12 if you can. I'm starting college soon, but I'm getting my CSCS so I can work on site doing bricklaying. That sounds really, really interesting, and hopefully you can try and do both at the same time. Tips for starting year 12. First of all, get yourself a day folder and get some dividers in there, one for each subject. Do not buy 3 notepads, okay? Buy 1 notepad and 1 folder to take in each day with dividers, because 3 notepads will be way too heavy in your bag. And also it's really nice to have paper that you can just rip out and put into a folder rather than having a notepad. And then at home, get yourself a lever arch file for each subject. So that's the organization thing. And then you don't really need a timetable, like a revision timetable. Everyone says, I'll start revising. Honestly, when we were actually going to do A-levels, I didn't start revising until probably the January time. And everyone goes, oh, you need to do it from September. But because I've been doing mocks and assessments continuously throughout basically the 2 years, I didn't need to do tons and tons of revision all the time. And it wasn't until, it must have been January, February time that we even got told, right, let's start revision, let's get a timetable going, everything like that. So in year 12, you really don't need to worry about that at first. I think when I did my mocks in year 12, I started revising 3 weeks before and I came out with 3A stars. So it is possible, don't panic. But yeah, in terms of year 12, obviously the first few months, you just really need to get yourself settled in, meet people, and just get used to actually A-levels. And I think this year will be extremely challenging because you've not done anything for 6 months. So yeah, focus on just getting work done on time. If you get set work on a Monday, try and do it on the Monday or Tuesday. I used to get set work for sociology on the Monday, due for the following Monday, and I try and get it all done on the Monday, and then the exam questions I'd probably leave until like the Thursday once I'd had all my lessons that week and we'd been through how to answer things. So yeah, that's my tip. What was your favourite thing about A-level media? I did it for GCSE, but I want to see if there's any difference. There isn't a masses of difference, and I think that was because I stayed on the same example, thankfully. But I would say when you get to A-level, you use a lot more theory and you have a lot more freedom with it as well. It's I did the old GCSE, so this is very different. So basically, from what I've seen from my brothers, the A-level and GCSE for media studies is basically the same now. It's just a couple of different topics, different coursework style. Whereas when I did my GCSE in media, it was on the old spec, so it was 60% coursework, and then the 40%, the exam was all just on one topic, which was news. So I'm going to go off what I remember from my brother doing his GCSE this year and me helping. So the only difference is it's kind of like a step up. You've got more topics, more theories, a lot more criticism. So you have to like criticize theories and play them off with each other. That's kind of what the main difference is. I think it just takes a much higher level approach. If anyone is doing media studies and is on the WJEC or EduCast exam board and would like to buy textbooks, please send me a DM on Instagram because I've got 2 textbooks. I think they're in here actually. And same with sociology. If anyone's doing OCR sociology, I have textbooks to sell. So if anyone needs textbooks, please DM me on Instagram or send me a tweet because I need to get rid of these. I've literally not used them. This is all in brand new condition. This one I paid like 20 quid for, and these were 20 quid each as well. So happy to obviously negotiate. But yeah, I need to get rid of these. I've got so many GCSE textbooks now that my brother doesn't need. So if anyone needs GCSE textbooks, hit me up because I've got so many to sell. Yeah. Tips on choosing A-levels. So I think I've said this before, but try and choose subjects you're going to enjoy, and also just think if you know right now you want to do medicine, then obviously pick the A-levels for that. But I'd say just have one more academic A-level. So mine was geography, which was seen as facilitating. So I'd say try and have one of those. Doesn't matter if you don't, but it's better to if you can. And then yeah, just pick subjects you enjoy because at the end of the day, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do as well. I didn't like school, nearly got kicked out, so uni would not be for me. Exactly, like uni's not for everyone. Do they give you notebooks in year 12 or do you have to buy them yourself? No, we had to buy everything ourselves. So I just literally bought some notepads from Tesco. That's all you need. Just buy everything yourself. So much easier anyway. Tips for boosting confidence in a new sixth form. Just sit down. Like when you go to your lesson, just sit down and start chatting, introduce yourself, and over time you'll pick it up and you'll start meeting people. And I just say, just try and introduce yourself to as many people as possible. Just get chatting to people. And again, you're literally in a new place. No one really knows you. You can be whoever you want to be. Are any of your grades changing? Yes, the only one that's changing is my geography, which is going up from an A to an A star. But the rest were all at their top level already, so that's fine. What would you recommend using free periods for example, homework or maybe catch-up work? So my timetable was very good, that the only day I had a free period where I'd be in college was a Tuesday. So I'd have this big gap. Whereas all my other ones I just went home for because my lessons were like back to back. So I'd either have all my lessons in the morning and then my afternoon free, or all my lessons in the afternoon, my mornings free. So when I was at home, I would pretty much get all my work done. And then in my free at college, a lot of the time I spent socializing because it's really nice just to sit and chat with people. Or I would do homework. I wouldn't do any work that required full concentration if I couldn't get a seat in the library because that was always busy. But it's just really nice to just sit with other people and you can either work together, chat at the same time, everything like that. So, just spend your frees doing whatever you feel comfortable with. Don't feel pressure to always be working in them because that is not the case. You don't need to do that. What would do we have to call up our firm universities tomorrow? No, not that I'm aware of. I'm doing WJEC. Well, Amy, if you're interested in the textbook, send me a DM on Instagram because I need to sell them. Otherwise, I'm just going to put them on Depop or Facebook or something because I'm not going to use them. My brother's not going to use them. So I don't want them to just be going to waste. College or sixth form at school and why? So I chose a college over a sixth form because a college just gave me so much more independence. You've got a lot more frees. I say that, obviously it depends, but you just have more freedom and flexibility, and it's a lot more adult. You just feel like a grown-up. You're not being treated as a school kid anymore. And I think sometimes in a sixth form college, the teachers can forget that you're a year 12 or you're a year 13 after they've just been teaching their year 7 class. And I just think at a sixth form college, you get a lot more kind of like support. Whereas if you think about it, yes, they may have more pupils in that sense going there, but they're not dealing with 7 year groups. It's just 2. So if you can go to a college, I would highly recommend it. Obviously, not everyone can, and it obviously depends on the individual, but that's my top tip. How would you recommend dealing with nerves? I'm so nervous for tomorrow. So yeah, like I keep saying, just have a really nice evening, chill out. I mean, hopefully this live stream's chilling you guys out. I'm going to stay on until 6 o'clock the latest, so probably another half an hour if you've got anything else you're concerned about. But please put on some good TV. If anyone's, got any TV recommendations, feel free to share them with people. I'd say Waterloo Road is always good because, you've got loads to get through. Gavin and Stacey. I've started watching Grey's Anatomy because I'm obsessed with that now. But yeah, just find like comedy. Comedy is great to watch this evening. Don't go and watch something that's going to make you really sad. Advice for results day tomorrow. How would you calm your nerves? Stressed down. I'm legit so stressed. Yeah, I feel you. Really, I think I was nervous for GCSE results day because it is your first proper results day. You don't know what to expect. You don't know what to do. Whereas for A-level results day, even though more was on the line, I just felt a bit calmer. I don't know if that's maybe because I didn't sit the exams this year, something like that. But I would say at the end of the day, GCSEs, once you are into college or sixth form or your apprenticeship, whatever you're doing, no one will ask them again. I think the only time I then had to put them down was when I applied for university. They just need to check you actually have GCSEs. But since then, no one has ever asked. No one cares. GCSEs are literally just a stepping stone to just get you used to exams and get you into that next stage. So please do not stress. If you come out with a GCSE, you're not happy, and as I've learned over the past 2 years, they're just really not that important at all. There's still campaigns to get rid of them. So, that just says it all. Yeah, please don't stress about them. Watch out, Numbered on Netflix. I agree. That's very good. Go on the Xbox. Yes, that was also. Are you going to do any uni vlogs? I may do, actually. I think it will just depend on how uni is, because a lot of it is online this year, and a lot of it's going to be me sat in my room doing work online. So we'll have to see what it's like, but I'll see what I can vlog. Freshers Week's all online, so there's going to be none of that. It's very sad, actually. Can't believe how many of you here this week. What, 52 people? I don't know how many we got on last week, but I think 53. Hello. I think this is the most amount of people I've actually had live. I mean, these live streams have picked up views afterwards, and I'm not sure why that is. Oh, people just left. But yeah, this is the most amount of people I've actually had live. So thank you very much. I like your Starbucks cup. Oh, thank you. I got this when I went to London. What was that, last Monday? And me and Rhiannon Clark, if you've not subscribed, we were waiting for our trains. So hers was to go back home, mine was back here. And we were a bit early, so we found a Starbucks by the station, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get a new cup. So I think this was like £1, and I just drink water out of it, but it's a nice cup. What's the benefit of taking an EPQ? So aside from the skills aspect of it, you learn how to do all this referencing and researching, and you actually learn how to write very, very well as well. Another benefit of it is UCAS. When you apply to universities and you've got an EPQ, so many unis will give you a reduced offer. So, for instance, Bath would reduce mine down if I got an A in it. Surrey would have reduced it down if I got an A. I think as long as you get an A in the EPQ, they'd reduce your offer down, basically. So, yeah, that's another benefit. If you're thinking, oh, I want to look at uni, if you can try and do an EPQ, that will really help with reducing grades down and just kind of securing you a better offer. Some places give you like scholarships, bursaries, extra funding because of an EPQ. Some will give you more of a guaranteed space because of it. So I would definitely consider it. Have you ever watched Laura Medley? She got 3 A stars at A-level 2. I actually have. I'm friends with Laura. I met her the other week. And yeah, she did really, really well in her media course with her distinction stars or A stars, whatever they equate to. So yeah, I was very proud of her, very happy for her because she was a bit stressed, but we all knew she was going to get that. Oh yes, UCAS track was so stressful. See, I don't have this problem because I got my results. My results from college were meant to come out at 8. They came out at like 7:56. So I was on there, saw them, had UCAS track open, literally refreshed the page and got straight in. But my friends were just sat there, all of them like trying to refresh. It was very stressful. I had one friend who was trying to find his results for 45 minutes, thinking they were on UCAS, bless him. We were like, no, they're on the college system, but oh well. So instead of 4 A-levels, would you just do an EPQ? I would say so. I had a friend who did 4 A-levels, and that was because they did double maths, and that was obviously fine. But I also had a friend who did 4 normal A-levels, and that was just extremely stressful. I would say if you can do the EPQ instead, I would, unless you know you can work and keep on top of doing 4 A-levels and everything like that. But, you know, I think an EPQ offers a bit more variety for you as well and just teaches you some excellent skills. We're all the same. I'm just trying to put it at the back of my mind. Yeah, honestly, please, we can talk about something else if you don't want to talk about results anymore. I will happily talk about anything on this stream tonight. Do you want to become a policeman when you're older or teacher? Not particularly, no. I think I always said a teacher would be my backup plan, but looking at that now, I have no idea what I'd go and teach. Or where. I would not want to teach in a primary school and even a secondary school. I mean, I knew what my year group was like. Me trying to deal with that, I would just get so stressed and angry all the time. I'd literally just shout at people. And policewoman, no, I don't really want to be like a police officer on the street. If anything, I'd go and be a detective, or I'd work for like the crime agency, something like that. But a policewoman, not particularly, no. Have your college sent through your CAGs? I got sent mine yesterday. They weren't actually sent to me on results day, so I had no idea if I was downgraded or not last week. Yeah, I actually got mine on results day. My college sent us an email literally after the results came out going 33% of our grades got downgraded, because everyone was pretty disappointed. Everyone was like looking at it like, oh my God, like what's happened here? So they sent them to us then on results day at 10, and then we could start speaking to teachers about appeals and everything. And then obviously this whole information came out, so you don't have to do that. But I know my friend, she didn't realise she'd been downgraded 2 grades in every subject, you know. So it really should have been sent out, I think, at the same time, to be honest. What should I do if my schools force me to do 4 A-levels, but I know I can only handle 3? First of all, just explain that to them. Be honest with them. Be like, no, I cannot do 4. Or start the 4 and then show them that actually I would be performing a lot better if I was just doing 3, and I'm sure they'll be happy for you to drop. To be honest, most sixth forms and colleges don't want people doing 4 anymore, just because the workload is extremely heavy and you're more likely to perform better doing 3. Do you think they'll just add a grade on from what you got in your mocks? Not particularly, no. I've had friends who've actually been given lower grades by their teachers than what they were initially predicted. I've had people who've been given a grade the same as their mock. So I think it really just depends, but I don't think they're going to be adding on grades if they can help it, because the schools can get in trouble basically for doing that. Have you ever thought about becoming a doctor since you look like it? No. I didn't even know I looked like a doctor, but no, never thought about becoming a doctor. Do people mature in sixth form? Oh, definitely. I mean, I can't say the same for the people who stayed at my sixth form, but because I left and went to a college, everyone was pretty much like an adult. Like, no one messed about. Everyone was very well behaved. Everyone kind of just got on. They knew what they were there for. You'd chosen these subjects. I think that's the difference. People have chosen those A-levels. They have made the decision to go there and study that. Whereas at school, you're kind of forced to do a lot of these subjects. So, yeah, I think that's the difference. And that's why people are a lot more mature, really. I'm actually going to wrap this up in about 5 minutes. I'm going to finish at 5:45, if that's all right, because I've been talking for a long time. This keeps buzzing. People tweeting me. Why is this? Okay, the live chat thing's like stopped sending through. But yeah, I'm going to kind of wrap this up, I guess. So I want to wish you all the best of luck for tomorrow. If things go to plan, even if they don't, let me know how it goes for you. Send me a tweet, send me a DM on Instagram. I don't mind. I'd love to hear how your results day has gone. Let me know what A levels you're going to take, particularly if you're going to take any of the ones that I studied. If anyone does need to buy textbooks, let me know, because I really need to get rid of them. And yeah, I mean, honestly, just don't worry. Like I said, you haven't sat these exams. You couldn't have done anything. You didn't know back when you were doing your mocks in December that they were going to count towards something. They have scrapped that whole appeal process with the mocks now, so you can't use your mocks to appeal. So hopefully it won't come to that. You won't need to do that. But yeah, I just feel like I'm rambling now, so I'm going to end this. So thank you very much to everyone who tuned in. I may stream next Wednesday. I have questions still saved over from a live stream that I planned absolutely ages ago. And yeah, whether or not I'll do that next week, I'll let you know, because I don't know what my plans are. But I have new Wi-Fi now, so hopefully this stream went a lot more smoothly. But yeah, thank you very much to everyone who tuned in and watched. And yeah, I wish you all the best of luck. Like I said, please do let me know. And I will try and get a video out for this weekend, fingers crossed. If I have time to film this week, let's hope so. So yeah, best of luck. Bye.